This is Talk on the Block. Know everyone is tuned in right now. Grace, Baraka, Lee Elvis, good afternoon. Okay, so at this time we're talking business marketing. We're gonna go to our next guest, and she is live with us right now. Communications specialist, among many other things. Dr. Simone Matthew. Dr. Matthew, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Richie. Thank you for inviting me to join you on the program. Good afternoon to our loyal listeners on Q95 FM radio, as well as those who are locked in on Facebook and YouTube. Richie, just want to echo the sentiments of everyone who's been saying you're doing a wonderful job holding down the fort in the absence of Matt. So congratulations on doing a good job. And thank you again for the invitation.
Well, thank you for that compliment. And I'm so happy to have you on. You are definitely someone with a lot of capacity and a lot to contribute to our country. So thank you for taking the time to be on this program this afternoon. So we're talking business marketing and what that means currently for Dominica at current. We all heard Dr. Fontaine, his remarks. Whatever way you want to take it, he came off very strong in terms of how things are. And so you as a professional, what's your general view in relation to marketing?
Yeah, so I think it's very important that you had Dr. Thompson Fontaine on right before me. But just to let the audience know, of course, if you're a regular listener to Q95, you know that I am no stranger to Q95 because I created, produce, and host Roots Connections, which is where we feature the visionaries in our community. So those who are no longer interested in sitting on the sidelines, just talking about what we need to do to advance Dominica, but they're actively working on some sort of project. They're part of some sort of organization that is actively involved in the work of the development of Dominica, the Caribbean, and our region in general. So that is kind of where I want to start with the conversation. And of course, a lot of people know that I'm also an associate professor of psychology, and I'm also a health and wellness coach. So again, Richie, you know, I wear many hats, and sometimes people ask me, where do I get the time to sleep? But as Oprah Winfrey once said, if you're passionate about the things you do and you can earn a living from doing them, then you do not work a day in your life. So that is kind of where I wanted to start the conversation today in terms of the needs of our organizations, the needs of our people, our businesses, to really work towards not just developing themselves, but developing the country and the region. Because
so we can ask, what opportunities are businesses missing out on by not considering alternatives for marketing their business?
Because that's a great question, Richie, because like Dr. Fontaine just spoke about, there is such a lack of economic opportunity in Dominica right now. And it is unfortunate because where businesses are missing out right now is the opportunities in promoting your business via social media. So that is the main opportunity that many of our businesses are missing on right now, Richie, because we have this mindset in Dominica, and I hear it a lot, especially from our more senior members of our community, that mindset that, that social media thing is not for me. And that's okay if that's a personal choice, right? But if you're a business owner, you're missing out on an opportunity to not just reach more people on the ground in Dominica, but also to reach an entire world of potential customers to boost your visibility and to increase your profits.
Yeah. But that goes into my next question very
Mhm.
smoothly. How can businesses then up their marketing game to engage, as you said, with customers, because they're missing out on that,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and and then in result of that, drive sales.
Yeah.
How can they do that?
Yeah, so I think the first thing we have to start kind of changing, and again, we live in a world where change is the only constant, but so many of us are afraid of change, right? So what I do, I provide like a custom boutique kind of approach to my clients that I've been working with for 4 years now, and I've worked with about maybe 15 different companies so far, and it continues to grow. But the idea is to help you to navigate that change, because that is where a lot of us get stuck. We get stuck in the fear of change. So the first step is to help our Dominican brothers and sisters, whether you live in Dominica or you live overseas, to kind of hold your hand, like figuratively, of course, but hold your hand to help you to navigate the change. Because again, a lot of our Dominican businesses are missing out on the opportunity to grow their business, to earn additional income for themselves and their families, because they're so afraid of change. So they're not taking advantage of social media promotions.
Dr. Simone, some businesses have resorted to basic forms, and you touched on that in your opening remarks. Unfortunately, I should say, some businesses have resorted to basic forms of advertisement,
Mhm.
and some have neglected their advertising budgets entirely. I'm not going to call any names,
Yes.
but I know of two businesses, well known businesses, who are basically saying, well, I'll just go by word of mouth.
Yes.
Um, is this a wise move
Mhm.
considering the cultural context of Dominica?
Yeah, and Richie, that is excellent, because word of mouth is very important, right? Word of mouth is very important because you want people to recommend your businesses, but word of mouth can only take you so far. Word of mouth can only take you so far. So in addition to the fear of change that I'm seeing in a lot of our Dominican businesses, you're absolutely right. I find it quite alarming that many businesses in Dominica do not have a budget for advertising and promoting. And many times, on my Facebook page, for example, I reach between 500,000 and 2 million viewers every month. And I
Yeah.
cannot tell you, Richie, the number of businesses that reach out to me on a weekly basis to say, hey, I see what you're doing. Can you help me to promote my business? But guess what? They have no budget for promotions, no budget for advertising. And if you speak to any successful business person, Richie, the first thing they're going to tell you is my business is successful because I have a plan for success. So I have the plan where I'm distinguishing myself, because we all know there's a lot of competition in business, especially in a small area like Dominica where your population is limited. So you have a lot of competition. So they will tell you, successful business owners will tell you, I distinguish myself. I provide the highest standards of business from my particular area, but I also have a budget. So, Richie, it is about investing in your business. So, word of mouth is very important. You can get the word out to a number of people, but it will only take you so far. Right? So you have to change that mindset of being afraid of change. You have to change the mindset of, oh, I'm not in that social media business, because you're missing out on opportunity. So
Mm.
again, the importance of investing in your business, financially investing in your business, so you can continue to grow and earn the profit, because life is getting harder. Everything's getting more expensive, right, Richie?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a fact. And let's talk about influencers. I just want to throw that in following your last comment. Um, we see in many territories around the world that small and major businesses alike use influencers
Mhm.
um, to garner support for their business. We don't really see that happening as much. I can safely say, well, everyone knows this. Belfast Estate, working with Asa Banta as an example. Kubuli at one point, I think, also used to work with Asa Banta. I'm not sure if that endorsement is still ongoing. Digicel with Triple K, I believe, at some point. I'm not sure if that's still going. But these things worked. But many other businesses do not seem to be getting the picture and tying that with their social media marketing strategy. Your advice on that?
Yeah, influencers are wonderful, right? Influencers are wonderful. Chances are they have a massive following in the thousands, sometimes even in the millions. So influencers are very important as well. But that is only one approach, right? That is only one approach. So you have different approaches. So you can use an influencer if you can afford them, because they tend to be
that's the other thing.
they tend to be very pricey. So again, it depends on how much you're willing to invest in your company, right? And the budget that you have. So you can use influencers. You can also go ahead and contact folks with lots of followers on Facebook. So they may be doing the work behind the scene, but they have a massive platform. And what I see happening all the time with folks engaging with people who have a lot of following on Facebook is you will see the post will show up only if you happen to be on social media at that particular time.
Yeah.
So you're paying this person to promote your product, your business, your organization, and chances are only a small percentage of that person's followers is actually seeing your post. Because if you're familiar with social media, you know that the thread scrolls by very quickly. This person is constantly posting. So guess what? Only a very small portion of this person's audience is seeing your product. So what I like to do, I like to create a customized approach. Right? So instead of posting something, you pay me however money it is worth, and I post it just one time, I create a whole month of promotion, right? Because that is what it takes. You create a whole month of promotion that can include an interview with the person, that can include doing a video of the person's product and doing constant posts every day. So that increases the chances of people seeing your product. And I take it one step further, Richie, in terms of I actually teach a social media course. So number one for me,
tell us about that.
Yeah, so number one for me, I can walk you through the process. Even if you don't have promotional material, I can do that for you as well. Or if you say, okay, well, I have somebody who's kind of social media savvy, but I just want them to know more. So I have a course. It's a 4-week course that I've done with NGOs and businesses, Dominica and out of Dominica. And what it does is it teaches you to master social media. It teaches you to master social media, what posts get the most attention, what posts do not get any attention, the frequency, even right down to the time of day you should be posting your content. Because Richie, you're familiar with social media, and I don't want to get too technical, but we all know that social media is driven by algorithms, right?
Yeah.
So there's a certain algorithm in terms of the time of day you should be posting to get the most visibility. So a very robust, very customized program for those who say, well, I have someone, I would like you to just train them as part of my business, as part of my organization, so that they can be the social media manager. Or, I can walk you through the process. I've even gone as far as being social media manager. I'm the social media manager for Q95, right? So I'm the one, I'm not sure if I should say that. I don't want nobody coming for me. So I'm the one responsible for Q95's Facebook page, posting all the content that you see on a daily basis, keeping the page very active, responding to questions, responding to email. So really 3 approaches, right? You can send me the material, I can help you create it. And number 2, I can be your social media manager. I don't need your username and password. So don't even think you're gonna have to give that to me. There's ways around that. Or number 3, you can do a social media course. So just giving our businesses, our individuals, our organization a lot of options to consider, because again, we really have to push past and get our businesses to take advantage of the social media opportunities. And Richie, before you jump in again, I just want to say there are a lot of people doing this, right? If you notice, a lot of successful businesses on the ground in Dominica, and I'm not going to call any names, but a lot of the businesses you see on the ground in Dominica who are doing very, very well, they have a massive social media presence. So they had to take years to figure it out. So me coming in, you're not going to have to take years to figure it out, right? Because I'm going to show you what to do so that you too can become a successful business in Dominica and outside of Dominica, because the competition is stiff. So how are you giving yourself a business advantage, right? In Dominica and outside.
And I think that that's what it's about at the end of the day. When you look at business, it's about in a positive way, really taking advantage of the advantage that's available, or the opportunities that are available to boost your business in the legal sense. Marketing and the different strategies involved, definitely, according to our communication specialist, Dr. Simone Matthew, is a green light. You definitely want to have a social media manager. And I'm not sure how many businesses have that position as an actual position. I'm not sure if their HR managers who even know that's a thing.
Right.
Social media, instead of just marketing specialist, the usual marketing specialist, you have someone actually focused on social media management.
And if I can chime in, Richie, I can tell that a lot of our companies, and that is not a criticism, because if you don't know, you don't know, right? But I can tell that a lot of our businesses would do very well. A lot of people have great ideas for businesses. A lot of people are doing good work, but maybe you're procrastinating, right? Maybe you know you have to do this, but you're procrastinating. And just to give you an easy example, just recently I had someone reach out to me to say, hey, I would really like to engage with you for social media marketing promotion. And the question she asked me, well, if you post something on your platform, how long does it last? Will it be gone in a day? So immediately, because we all know, if you're familiar with social media, the content never goes away. And as a matter of fact, what you can do is you can pin the post to the top of your page so that it never scrolls down. But the fact that she was even asking me that question about if the post will disappear, it just tells me the amount of education that is required to bring our businesses up to speed, to teach them the ins and outs of social media and how you can reach people in Dominica and even beyond Dominica into the rest of the world. And the other reason I'm really happy, Richie, that you brought me on today is because when we think about, for example, the number of young people who are graduating from school right now. This is graduation season. I think we just ended graduation season, right? And you think of the lack of opportunities for jobs. Even yesterday, I saw yet another post on Facebook where this young person was talking about the number of applications he or she has sent out and no response, and the frustration of these young people. So that is telling me that self-employment has to be the reality for a lot of our young people. But again, that self-employment has to start with a plan for success. What is your plan for success? Write it down. How are you going to get funding for that business? Write it down. Where are you going to get money for a budget to invest in that business? Not just the equipment, but when you're thinking about what you need to invest in, think about the equipment. Yes, think about whatever else you need, but also put in that budget promotions, advertising, and marketing. And you would think that would be kind of intuitive, right, Richie? But the reality of it is not.
Okay, and that's where we're at. So I think at this point, it would be wise for persons to contact you, business persons to contact you and get some training done
Mm-hmm.
for their marketing department. Because I know that there are not enough businesses really tapping into the opportunities, the marketing opportunities available, because, as you rightly said, most of them may not even know the different strategies. So it is something to consider. Dr. Matthew, any closing remarks at this time?
Yes, well, thank you again. Thank you again, Richie, for having me on. I think it is a topic that not enough of us are talking about. I think it is a topic that needs more education, more exposure, and I'm happy to provide that education. And the good thing about it is with the advancement in technologies, the beauty of the technology where you can be in Dominica hosting a program and I'm in Atlanta being the guest. That's where the opportunities lie. So again, I've been able to work with companies around the world, and I just want to call out a few areas. I'm not going to call the names of the businesses because that's private, but I
Yeah.
just want to call out some of the regions where I've been able to work with people. So I had companies from Houston, Boston, Dominica, North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Dominica, of course, and Canada. Right? So again, with the advancements in technology, we now live in a borderless society. So I just want to encourage everyone who is listening to commit to taking a different approach to Dominica. So whether you choose to go it alone and try to figure this out all by yourself, or you choose to engage with someone like me who can walk you through and show you the ropes and the importance of changing your mindset when it comes to social media, and also the importance of having that budget for your promotional opportunities. So folks already know from your Roots Connections, if you need to reach me, you can reach me at pushpast10@gmail.com. So that is push past 10, pushpast10 and let's start the conversation. Let's start the conversation of where you are, where you're trying to go. You know, you're self-employed, you're trying to get a competitive advantage, or you own a business and you know the potential of that business is not being maximized. So what we can do together to help you to grow that business. So Richie, thank you for having me. I say good afternoon to our listeners on Q95 FM. I wish I was in Dominica as always. And to our followers on Facebook and YouTube. It was wonderful